I couldn't take my eyes off the enormous structure outside the window. It was impossible. There were no lights. No engines. No signs of life. Yet I felt as if something inside was watching me. Commander Hayes broke the silence. We've reached the target. I swallowed hard. What now? We follow the mission. I looked at him. After everything we've learned? He nodded. We came for answers. Sophia shook her head. Or we came to disappear like the others. Nobody answered her. The spacecraft slowed on its own. I didn't touch the controls, I said. I know, Hayes replied. A soft vibration ran through the cabin. Then a docking alert appeared on my screen. Docking sequence initiated. My eyes widened. We're docking. With what? Sophia asked. The object. Hayes stepped beside me. Can you cancel it? I tried every command. Nothing responded. No. So it's controlling us. Yes. The spacecraft moved forward until a dark opening appeared in the side of the structure. It had not been there a moment ago. The opening slowly widened. Almost like a giant eye opening. Sophia whispered, did it just change shape? I think it did. The ship entered the opening without making a sound. Seconds later, everything stopped. The docking clamps locked into place. No alarms. No warning. Just silence. Hayes took a deep breath. We're inside. I looked at the airlock camera. I don't like this. I don't either. He activated the crew channel. Everyone prepare for exploration. One crew member protested immediately. We should leave. We can't. We haven't even tried. I interrupted. The controls are still dead. The astronaut cursed under his breath. Sophia looked at Hayes. We don't even know if it's safe. We'll wear full suits. That doesn't answer my question. No. She sighed. I didn't think so. I checked my oxygen pack one last time. Suit pressure normal. Hayes nodded. Helmet seals. Locked. Communication. Working. He looked at each of us. If anything feels wrong, we return immediately. I forced a weak smile. If it lets us. Nobody laughed. The airlock door slowly opened. Beyond it stretched a long hallway unlike anything I had ever seen. The walls looked like black glass. They reflected us perfectly. Yet every reflection moved a second later than we did. I stopped walking. Did you see that? Sophia looked at the wall. Our reflections are delayed. Hayes frowned. Keep moving. I stepped forward carefully. The floor felt solid, but strangely warm. Every sound echoed much longer than it should have. Even my breathing seemed louder. This place doesn't make sense, I whispered. No, Sophia agreed. It doesn't. We walked deeper inside. The hallway curved gently without any visible corners. Then something impossible happened. I suddenly felt lighter. Almost weightless. I looked down. My feet. They barely touched the floor. Hayes reached for a nearby wall to steady himself. Gravity just changed. Sophia floated several centimeters into the air. This isn't natural. No, I said. It's controlled. As quickly as it disappeared, gravity returned. Sophia landed softly. I never want to experience that again. I nodded. Neither did I. We continued walking. The hallway opened into a massive circular room. It was empty. At least, I thought it was. Then I noticed something lying in the center of the floor. A single sheet of paper. I frowned. How did paper get here? Hayes looked at me. Don't touch it. I stepped closer anyway. The drawing looked old. Very old. My heart nearly stopped. It wasn't just any drawing. It was mine. A rocket. A blue sky. A smiling child waving beside it. I had drawn it when I was 6 years old. My hands began to shake. Sophia noticed my face. What is it? I could barely speak. I drew this. She looked confused. What do you mean? I mean, this is my childhood drawing. Hayes stared at me. That's impossible. I know. I slowly picked it up. My name was written across the bottom in my mother's handwriting. No one else could have made it. The room suddenly felt much colder. And for the first time since entering the structure, I wished I had never left the spacecraft. I stared at the drawing in my hands. My fingers trembled inside my gloves. There has to be an explanation, I whispered. Sophia stepped closer. May I see it? I handed it to her. She studied every corner. It looks old. It is. Could someone from NASA have planted it? I shook my head. My mother kept this in a box at home. You never brought it to work? Never. Hayes looked around the room. We're not alone. You think something is watching us? Sophia asked. I think something knows us. His words sent a chill through me. A sudden noise echoed through the hallway behind us. Tap. 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 Everyone froze. I turned quickly. Did you hear that? Hayes raised one hand. Quiet. The footsteps came again. Slow. Steady. Getting closer. Tap. 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 I gripped the flashlight attached to my suit. Someone's coming. Hayes aimed his light toward the hallway. The beam revealed nothing. Only the endless black corridor. Sophia swallowed. I don't see anyone. Neither do I. The footsteps stopped. Silence returned. I let out a slow breath. Then the sound came from the opposite direction. Tap. 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 I spun around. There. Again, nobody stood there. My heartbeat raced. This place is playing with us. Hayes didn't answer. He simply kept scanning every corner. Marcus Reed, our flight specialist, walked closer. I've got movement on my motion scanner. Where? I asked. He looked at the screen. Everywhere. What does that mean? It means something keeps appearing and disappearing. Sophia frowned. Equipment failure? Marcus shook his head. The scanner has never failed before. Another metallic sound echoed above us. Clang. Everyone looked up. The ceiling was smooth and empty. Nothing moved. Nothing should have made that noise. Marcus forced a nervous laugh. I officially hate this place. So do I admitted. We left the circular room and continued deeper into the structure. The walls slowly changed color from black to dark silver. Strange symbols glowed for a second before fading away. I reached toward one of them. The symbol disappeared before my glove touched it. Sophia looked at me. What did it mean? I have no idea. Did it look like a language? No. It looked. I searched for the right words. Like it was alive. Nobody spoke after that. The hallway split into 3 different paths. Hayes stopped. We stay together. Marcus nodded. Agreed. Before anyone could move, Marcus's radio crackled. Commander? What is it? I just heard someone call my name. We didn't say anything. I know. Marcus turned slowly. Who's there? No answer came. He took 2 careful steps toward the left hallway. Marcus, Hayes warned. Wait. I think I saw someone. There is nobody there. I'm telling you, His voice stopped. He blinked once. Then he simply vanished. 1 second he stood in front of us. The next second he was gone. No flash. No sound. Nothing. Marcus. I shouted. My voice echoed through every corridor. No reply. Sophia ran toward the spot where he had been standing. He can't just disappear. She searched the floor. There aren't any doors. Hayes activated every scanner in his suit. No life signs. I stared at the empty hallway. Fear tightened around my chest. He was right here. Sophia looked at me with frightened eyes. What is this place? I had no answer. None of us did. As we stood in stunned silence, Ethan's voice came through my headset from mission control. I finally found a secure channel. Ethan. I shouted. You have to listen carefully. I'm listening. I found more classified files. My heart sank. What now? They promised me a promotion months ago. What are you talking about? The directors ordered me to monitor everything you discover. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You've been spying on me. Yes. Since when? Before Project Echo. Anger exploded inside me. You were my best friend. I know. You lied to my face. I'm sorry. Sorry isn't enough. His voice broke. I never thought they'd send you there. I closed my eyes. The betrayal hurt more than the fear. Before I could answer, a deep rumble shook the entire structure. A massive stone-like door slowly rose in front of us. Cold air rushed through the opening. Beyond it, complete darkness waited. Something inside wanted us to enter. I stood frozen in front of the open doorway. Cold air poured over my suit. It felt strangely familiar. Almost like walking into an old memory. Commander Hayes looked at me. We don't have much choice. I stared into the darkness. I don't think that door opened by accident. I don't either. Sophia tightened her grip on her flashlight. Then maybe we shouldn't go through it. Hayes sighed. If we stay here, we learn nothing. And if we go inside, she asked. We may finally get answers. I looked at both of them. I came here for answers. Sophia nodded reluctantly. Then let's stay together. We crossed the doorway one careful step at a time. The room beyond was much smaller than I expected. The walls were covered with rows of glowing panels. Some flickered. Others remained dark. In the center stood a tall column surrounded by floating lights. It looks like a control room, I whispered. Hayes slowly walked around the column. Maybe. I pointed toward one wall. There are symbols again. Sophia moved beside me. They're changing. The glowing marks shifted into lines I could almost understand. Then they disappeared. A loud click echoed behind us. I spun around. The door. It had closed. Hayes hurried toward it. He pressed every visible surface. Nothing moved. We're locked in. My pulse raced. There has to be another way out. I searched the room while Sophia examined the glowing panels. "Commander," she called. "I found something." We joined her. One panel displayed moving images instead of symbols. I leaned closer. "They're videos." Hayes nodded. "Can you play them?" I touched the surface. The room instantly filled with soft light. An old recording appeared in front of us. A woman wearing a NASA flight suit looked directly at the camera. Her face was tired. Her eyes were filled with fear. "My name is Captain Elena Morris," she said quietly. Hayes whispered, "She's one of the missing astronauts." The recording continued. "If you're seeing this, then the object has accepted you." I frowned. "Accepted us?" Elena looked over her shoulder before speaking again. "It isn't hunting us. It is studying us." Sophia folded her arms. "Studying?" Elena nodded in the recording. "It copies our memories. It learns from our fears. It wants to understand humanity." The image flickered. I felt my breathing grow heavier. Hayes looked at me. "So it never attacked them?" "Maybe not." The recording continued. "I thought it was showing me monsters. I was wrong. It was showing me myself." The room became silent. Elena lowered her head. The more afraid I became, the stronger the visions grew. Sophia whispered, "That's why we saw impossible things." "My father," I said softly. "My drawing." Hayes nodded. "They weren't random." The recording skipped several seconds. Elena looked exhausted. "If you fight your fear, it becomes quiet. If you surrender to fear, it never lets you leave." The message ended. Nobody spoke. I stared at the dark screen. "So the object isn't trying to kill us?" Hayes answered slowly. "It may never have been." I looked around the room. Then why did every mission disappear? No one had an answer. As I searched the remaining panels, I found another recording waiting to be opened. I took a deep breath. "I think there are more survivors' messages." Hayes looked at me. "Then we keep watching." I touched the next glowing panel. The second recording started without a sound. Static filled the screen for several seconds. Then another astronaut appeared. His suit was badly damaged. His helmet rested beside him. He looked directly into the camera. "If Captain Morris is gone," he said, "then I'm probably the last one." I leaned closer. "Who is he?" Hayes read the name stitched onto the suit. "Lieutenant Aaron Pierce." Aaron gave a weak smile. "We spent days looking for an exit." He laughed bitterly. "There wasn't one." Sophia folded her arms. "Listen carefully." Aaron continued. "We blamed the object. We blamed each other. But the truth was much worse." The image flickered. Our fear turned us against ourselves. I thought about Ethan. I thought about Marcus disappearing. I thought about my father's voice. Maybe Aaron was right. Aaron looked exhausted. The object never spoke. It only reflected what was already inside us. The recording suddenly ended. I stood silently for a long moment. Hayes finally spoke. "It studies us. And we destroy ourselves," I finished. Sophia nodded. "That explains why every crew fell apart." I walked to another glowing panel. Instead of a recording, lines of symbols filled the display. As I reached toward them, they shifted into English. Memory. Fear. Choice. I stared in disbelief. It's translating. Hayes stepped beside me. What else does it say? The words slowly changed again. We learn. We do not judge. Sophia whispered, it's communicating. Before anyone could respond, another panel lit up. To my surprise, classified NASA files appeared on the screen. Mission reports. Crew evaluations. Psychological profiles. Everything was there. I quickly removed the secure data drive from my suit pocket. If these files are real, we need copies. Hayes nodded. Do it. I connected the drive to the panel. A progress bar appeared. Copying files. Sophia watched the doorway. Hurry. I am. The percentage climbed steadily. 20%. 40. 60. Then Ethan's voice suddenly reached my headset. I finally got through again. I answered immediately. Ethan. His voice shook. I have to tell you everything. I'm listening. I helped them. My hands froze over the controls. What? I knew NASA was hiding previous missions. I closed my eyes. How much did you know? They ordered me to erase records. You erased them? Yes. They said it was for national security. Anger filled my chest. Families waited for answers. I know. They never even knew what happened. I know. His voice cracked. I've hated myself every day. The progress bar reached 90%. I trusted you, I said quietly. I don't deserve your trust. No. I was scared. So was everyone they betrayed. Silence hung between us. Finally Ethan whispered, I'm sorry. For a moment, I wanted to scream at him. Instead, I looked at the recordings around me. Fear had already destroyed enough lives. I can't forgive you today, I admitted. I understand. But I won't let your mistake become mine. The files finished copying. Transfer complete. I removed the drive and slipped it safely into my suit. Hayes smiled faintly. Good work. Before I could answer, the room shook violently. Warning tones echoed through the chamber. The glowing panels dimmed one after another. Sophia looked toward the sealed doorway. Something's happening. A deep mechanical sound rolled through the structure. The floor trembled beneath my boots. Hayes checked the scanner. Our path back. His face turned pale. It's gone. The doorway where we had entered no longer existed. Only a smooth black wall remained. We were trapped inside the greatest secret humanity had ever discovered.